Hello. Today we're taking a break from developing SongbirdOS and we're going to have a look at Bedrock Linux. I have already tried it before. Not on stream, but I tried it just so that I could see what it was like so that I'm not completely clueless for this stream. For our setup though, we have Alpine Linux, and the reason why it's not Bedrock will become clear in a very short amount of time. But we're using XFC, super fast, pretty lightweight compared to GNOME or KDE Plasma. And hopefully this should be a good experience, considering that I have already tried it before. It's pretty simple, the way that it works. We are going to use a web browser, and we're going to not sign in. We don't need to. We're going to start installing Bedrock Linux. Some background in case you don't know what Bedrock Linux is. It's a meta Linux distribution which allows users to mix and match components. Basically, it means that you take almost any distro and you smush it together with almost any other distro. And that can be core utils, kernel, init systems, package managers, fetches. It's really cool, and the way it does it is interesting as well. So I've picked Alpine because it's on the distro compatibility list. And no known issues, it's got fetch support, everything that we would want. So the way that you install Bedrock Linux is not through an ISO, but you instead hijack another distro. So you use a special script with the -- hijack flag, and it will just take your installed Linux distro and it will convert it into a Bedrock install, which is what we're going to do here. So the reason that I'm doing it in the VM, that I'm using the browser in the VM, is just because it'll be easier to copy stuff over to the terminal. And I've followed through on what I said when we did NixOS, and I've got 2 CPU cores on this machine instead of 1. It also has 4 gigabytes of RAM, 4096 megabytes, so we should be good. We should be good on RAM. So we're going to go to here, and we're going to grab this one here, top one. I'm just going to steal this because we're on x86-64. I don't think we have wget installed. This should be correct. We're gonna add sudo and everything, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. We want everyone in the wheel group. No password. Do we remove the %? Yes, we do. I believe. All no password. Control save. Nope. Colon. Nope. Escape. Colon. QX instead. And I need to do user. It's user mod, isn't it? User mod -a-g. Wheel group. Cool, and we should be able to do XH, which is a better version of wget. Or not better, it's just more modern. Hopefully XH is in here. If it's not, then that's fine. Yeah, that's all right. We can do sudo apk add xh. Yes, I do, trust me. DDS is not in the sudo's file. Oh, we have to log out and log back in. Log out. And log back in for the changes to take effect. We're in the wheel group. I was supposed to keep the %, wasn't I? %. Is this right now? There we go. Cool. Right, now we can actually start with the proper installation of Bedrock Linux. It took a little bit of extra setup just because we had to install some stuff, but we're going to go ahead and copy this link. I'm going to do xh-d for download, paste in that URL. And I'm going to clear that off. And now we can actually run the Bedrock Linux installer, which is just this little. We can actually use ls instead. Just show what's in here. /. We need to do sh bedrock. Just like that. And when we run this, we need to run it with --hijack. And probably also as sudo. Not reversible. So this is the installer. It's just a script. Not reversible, you just need to type it. It might say, yeah, root required. So we'll do sudo sh. And we'll hit not reversible. And it's going to install Bedrock Linux. Pokey on it. It's going to take a minute. And it's going to move stuff around. And that's it. We're going to reboot. And we'll be ready to start playing around. We want to restart. And then we'll be back into XFC, obviously, after we hit number 1. So this is the Bedrock Linux itself. That's a big cursor. It's a massive cursor. That's a normal size cursor again. Welcome back to Alpine Linux. It's exactly the same as before, just the way it should be. If it was different, then that would be a cause for concern. The thing that's different, though, is that we can now do BRL. So I've played with this before, so I kind of know what I'm doing here. A bit. That's the installation finished. Bedrock Linux done. Thank you. We're done here now. Definitely. Now. It's an awesome distro. Because after you've installed it, you can do BRL tutorial basics. This is what I've already done. So next, you can kind of do what you like. It's slightly confusing, kind of. So we can still do sudo apk add. We're going to do neofetch because it doesn't have fast fetch support. Neofetch is not there anymore. It's in the testing repo. Why? I don't know why. Okay, well, we're not going to install neofetch using Alpine. We're going to install some Strata, which is effectively just installing another distro through Bedrock Linux. Using this command, we're going to have a look here. You can do -L to list out the distros that we can use. And this is a list. There is a longer list. I think that you do LX. Yep. LX. And this is everything. So we're going to grab Arch and Void. So the way we do that is we just do BRL fetch Arch and Void. So BRL fetch Arch Void requires root, of course it does. So we'll hit it with a sudo. And it's gonna do some stuff. It takes a little while when you first install a stratum, but after you've done it once, it's a bit quicker for each one after that. So we are getting Arch Linux and Void Linux. We're not using Void Muscle, just because I'd prefer to use the glibc version. So we're just going to let this do its thing, and then we can do some interesting stuff. so it'll be a second, but it'll be done soon. I think the whole concept of Bedrock's a little bit confusing. But it's very interesting and unique the way it works. So this restricts it to, we'll go into all of this. This is stuff that we will do. We'll just be using nearfetch instead because it makes a very good example out of the whole Bedrock Linux system. We can have a look at the known issues. Nothing much. The distro compatibility list is pretty short, but there's nothing that we can really do. We could always kind of work and add to it, but it's fine. It's not small. It's just not particularly large. Lots of them are just maintained by Paradigm. And some have issues, some have unfixable issues. There was a thing on the Bedrock Linux subreddit the other day of someone asking how they could add Chimera Linux to BRL fetch, and this is how you would go about doing that. We can have a look at the code base. This is where the script is distributed. We could have gone here actually, and it would have put it in downloads, but it's alright. This is the source code. I'm pretty sure it's all shell scripting. It is mostly C actually. So under the userland, there is probably something in here. Is the Chimera Linux one OpenSUSE say Tumbleweed? Chimera Linux, this one. This was on the Reddit subreddit the other day. So this is the whole Chimera Linux one. It's decently long. And it'll probably get merged soon. Hopefully it gets merged soon. It has been a few months though, so it's been a couple months. It should be fine though. There's only been one file changed, and that is BRL fetch distros, and it's a script. It's still doing its thing. It's done Arch, I think, and no, it's still doing Arch. Maybe we should have started with Arch as a base. That's what I did in my testing. And then I downloaded Alpine on top of it, but it's alright. This is something that I didn't do in testing, and this is something that we will have a look at today. And that is PMM. It's a multi-package manager. And it does go into this somewhere. Basic usage, I think it is. Updating. Nope. It's in here somewhere. BRL. Commands. PMM. They have multiple package managers, obviously because of the different distros installed. Cross-package manager workflows, which may become tedious to do manually. For example, one may wish to upgrade all strata on the system with something like this, or one may wish to install a rare package and consequently manually search multiple package managers. Bedrock provides an abstraction layer over package managers to ease such workflows. It's Bedrock's Package Manager or PMM. So rather than introduce a new interface for users to learn PMM, PMM mimics the user interface provided by other package managers. You can run pmm-syu to upgrade the system and mimic Arch. You can add scron through APK. It will find and install the highest priority instance of the command. So if we want bash completion on all strata that we use, we have to install bash completion across every single strata. So you can mimic lots of different distros. And you can also, okay, we're doing Void Linux now. And you can configure it with configuration. We'll let that load up while this downloads. Here it is. So to mimic Debian or Ubuntu's apt user interface, you set the user interface to apt. Or to mimic Arch's Pacman, user interface equals Pacman. So I assume what that means is you can set it to Pacman and then you can use -s and it will search for that package in different distros and install the highest priority one. You can set the priority like this. Pip or yay will be considered as well. So ignore non-system package managers and it will install pip or yay if it's false. It will use pip or yay if it's false. Priority overrides the setting. See, I haven't looked at this bit and now I'm completely clueless. But I think it's also really interesting that Bedrock Linux exists. So we can do BRL list. And now we have Alpine, Arch, Bedrock, and Void. Which is awesome. We do have PMM, which comes with Bedrock. And it has quite a few different options. So if I clear this, it should use Alpine first, but we're going to configure it first as well. And it should be in /bedrock /share /pmm /package managers. I don't know where we're configuring it though. /share PMM package managers. So we have APK, apt, BRL, DNF, Pacman, Paru, PMM, Portage, XBPS, and Yay. We won't have all of them though. I'm just going to list what's in PMM. Flags, help, operations. We want to probably have a look at flags. So I'm going to cat it. So I guess we can just set this to what we need to. So going back to PMM-help, we need to look at setting the UI. In /bedrock /etsy /bedrock.conf. Is it somewhere in here already, or will we have to add it? Because I don't know, here it is. It's towards the top, and it uses APK by default. So if I do sudo pmm add neofetch, so it's using Pacman. So if I say no, if I do -s, no, because it's using APK. And if we go back to help, you can set the strata in here, --pm. Or I can set the stratum. Yes, I can set the stratum directly. --strat. So if I do sudo pmm --strata void add neofetch, unable to determine requested input while mimicking APK c-help. Okay, well, let's look at help again. Command, flags, operation, args. Okay, so we need to do pmm strata void add, because that should be the right thing. Oh, it's not dash dash strata, it's dash dash strat. So this will use XBPS now, and we're going to install this. And then we'll do the same for Arch. To download it, and if we do the same again, and we set strat to Arch, then we can go ahead and we can do exactly the same thing with Arch. Now if I run neofetch, it should use Bedrocks, because we just have that installed. And this is the very basics of neofetch. We installed it not through APK, the Alpine package manager, but we installed it through XBPS and Pacman instead, which are Void Linux and Arch Linux's package managers respectively. What we're going to do next is we're going to say strat -r arch neofetch, I believe. I remembered. Now it says that we're using Arch Linux. So the -r flag means restricted. It'll only use this command from this strata. So although we do have neofetch installed on the system, and it can be run by itself, usually it will use Bedrock. But then if you restrict it to a specific distro where you have it installed on that strata, you can just run it and restrict it, and it'll give you that distro's fetch instead. We can do the same with Void, but if we try the same with Alpine, it should say that we don't have it installed. Exactly. Unable to find file. So we have it installed on Arch and Void, but not Alpine. That is probably the best demonstration of Bedrock Linux I can give you. Different fetches. There's not really another best one that I can give you, except maybe using a different kernel. But do we really want to do that? I don't know, because then we'd also have to install on Arch systemd. On Void, I think we would still use runit. We would use runint instead of OpenRC. We could do Artix, which would use OpenRC. What browser am I using? This one is LibreWolf. With Proton VPN and uBlock Origin installed and some other extensions as well. It's got the TextFox theme, which you have to install manually. But it looks really good. LibreWolf got an update and it kind of broke it a bit down here, but we'll have a look at TextFox and see if the repo's updated with the fixes. So it'll be interesting when Chimera Linux gets added, because it uses APK as well, but it's not based on Alpine, it just uses the Alpine package keeper. But it does have its own package repos. We're going to enable the testing repo. Thank you. It doesn't take too much to get a config like this with TextFox. They try and make it really easy, and they do. It's great. You do have to enable vertical tabs though, unless you want to edit the CSS files a bit, which I did, obviously, but I like the vertical tabs. I prefer vertical tabs. We're going to add the testing repo. I cannot spell repository. Here we go. Enable the community repository. APK loads repositories definitions from first file, subcommands, world, community, testing. We want testing. Oh, it's only available in the Edge branch. That's alright. We don't need it. We could add more strata if we wanted to. We wouldn't boot into them, I don't think. We can try it. Let's see what happens if we try and boot into Arch. Hit logout and then restart. It should boot back into the Bedrock Linux selector. We can see what happens if we try and load Arch. It might not work. It might kernel panic. I'm not sure. It does work, but I don't think it's gonna use systemd. Never mind, I don't think it worked at all. Oh, it did. Yeah, it didn't really work though. Because we don't have a graphical system installed. Failed. Uh-oh. It's alright. It's part of the things that Bedrock Linux says. It says that there. It can show some unmounting issues, but it's alright. We're going to just use Alpine because it's what we're using. It's what we have our GUI installed on. But I think it's a really interesting distro. Because Linux is already about freedom. And Bedrock adds to that freedom by allowing you to use other distros. So instead of reinstalling your system every time, just use a new strata. It's not a fresh install. Is that WayBar at the top of your screen? It is. This is WayBar. It's kind of a blended config of RubyOwo and someone else's. I'm actually not on Hypland. I'm also not on Arch either. I'm on EndeavourOS. Let's grab this one, not that one, this one. This is the normal wallpaper I use. I was just using the Arch one today. It says I called my ThinkPad Archpad. I'm on EndeavourOS and it doesn't say it here. But I'm using Sway. I'm specifically SwayFX. We can validate the config just to show you. Failed. It's an AMD GPU thing. It's fine. Sorry if there was a bang. I just smacked my microphone. What is Bedrock Linux? It's an incredibly interesting Linux distribution that is not really a Linux distribution. It's a meta Linux distribution. And it's basically a pick and mix. So you have all of your Linux distributions which are your different sweets, lollies, candies that you can pick from, all on the wall. And then you have your scoop, which is BRL. This command here, BRL. And then you use your scoop with fetch. You're reaching out to the wall, and you grab whichever items you want, and you add them to your distro. The way that it actually installs, though, is by hijacking a distribution. So for this one, we used Alpine. We decided to hack Alpine. And it becomes Bedrock Linux, and it just does a bunch of stuff, moves some stuff around, and it allows you to pick and mix. Make a series on configuring Arch in a VM. I mean, it might not really be a series. Or we could... Oh, right. I thought you just meant configuring for install. No, configuring an entire system with a window manager. Sure, we can probably do that at some point. I'd have to find time for it. Just because, we're doing this SongbirdOS development. But, I think it would be fun to do that. I have a video that I've been talking about for a while that is hopefully finally being released this week or next week or the week after, sometime this year, and it's about my setup for 2025. But sure, I can do like a more in-depth setup with SwayFX, because it's what I use. In the video, it says I used Neri, but I don't really use it much anymore. Difference between all the window managers. Yeah, there are different types of window manager. And actually, under the Arch wiki, Wayland compositors are not window managers. Because they are compositors instead. So a window manager is specifically an X client. It runs under Xorg, which is a centralized standard, centralized suite that allows you to do graphics. And then you have a compositor, which is Wayland. And that's because Wayland is just a protocol and it's not an entire suite of stuff by itself. Wayland compositors are just Wayland window managers. So you have stacking, tiling, and tabbed. So stacking, you can have stacking windows, which is basically where the title bars stack together. Tabbed, which is where you can read about it here, obviously. Also, they will stack on top of each other. You can have a look at this. Stacking is floating. There's specific types of stacking. I think maybe OpenBox has stacking title bars. I'm pretty sure Awesome WM does. Tiling tiles. And dynamic is pretty much the same as tiling. It's just, it can switch between tiling or floating. And also, I think more specifically, it's like Hyperland, where it's based on where the previous split was. So usually in tiling, which is what Sway and SwayFX and i3 are, the next window would be here. And it would look like this. I have an auto tiling script, which puts it here instead, which is closer to a dynamic window manager. How do I search the Arch wiki from the bar? LibreWolf, or you can use an extension. I use LibreWolf's built-in thing. We can have a look at my settings. There's nothing that's going to ruin anything in here. So here I've just added some different ones. The Arch wiki, I don't think I can edit it, but you just go add, and then you type the name, and then you add. This is how I would do it, for example, for Alpine. I need the package search, actually. So I'd go here, I'd go to Alpine package search. I just search for something. 0A, enter, copy this, and then go here, and I call this one APK, and I do an alias for it at APK, and I put this in here. I find wherever I put this in, and I replace it with %s, and that's it. So now I can use APK. And we'll search for fetch. That's it. Neo star. There you go. It's as simple as that. For the Arch wiki, I just used the homepage. It's pretty simple, actually. There's also an extension that you can use. I don't think I have it here, but it allows you to add them on Firefox, because Firefox doesn't automatically allow you to add new ones, but LibreWolf does. Firefox, you need to use an extension. But yeah, Firefox, I'm pretty sure Firefox doesn't allow it unless something changed recently. But there is an extension. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. It's like add a custom search engine. This extension, I'm pretty sure. It looks kind of dodgy, to be honest, but it has 10,000 users and it works. So that's what I used. But yeah. For example, SwayFX is different to Hyperland. Oh, whoa, we got logged out. SwayFX is different to Hyperland because it's not dynamic. It is dynamic in terms of the sense on the Arch wiki, but it doesn't tile dynamically. But SwayFX has blurring. It has different compositing controls, obviously. So it looks similar to Hyperland, but it's much more lightweight. It doesn't have gradient borders, but I don't use them. Yeah, I just prefer SwayFX due to its more lightweight nature over Hyperland. Yeah. We can definitely do a series on configuring a window manager, a full setup on Arch in a VM. We can do that. It would probably be us also trying Arch as a distribution. So we can actually move Bedrock into tested. So we're testing it right now. I also want to add Clear Linux to the list. But it would mean that we actually try Arch Linux. Oh, whoops, that is the wrong page to do that on. I'm trying to look at chat and also do things at the same time. It would mean us trying out Arch Linux, like properly installing it the official way, rather than Arch install. I usually use Arch install, to be honest, just because I want to get my VM set up quickly. So that's the only reason why. It's not because I'm not good enough. It's just because I can't be bothered. So yeah. Other things to do in Bedrock Linux. The answer is not much. We can have a look at advanced workflows though. You can remove the hijacked stratum. Currently providing init may not be removed, as that would crash the system. If you're using the hijacked stratum, first reboot and select another stratum to provide init for the session. By default, the hijacked stratum maintains your bootloader. After removing the hijacked stratum, the bootloader will continue to work. You can boot, but it will not automatically update with new kernels or init RDs. Install its bootloader over the existing one. Many distros provide a grub or grub2 package. I like Alpine, that's why I used it as the base one. Bedrock creates a hijacked alias during the hijack process, which can be used to determine which stratum is the hijacked one. Should you have forgotten, brl deref hijacked. brl remove command can be used to remove strata such as the hijacked one. What's deref? Dereference. Yeah, LibreWolf is a fork of Firefox, but it adds some features. For example, it has the LibreWolf tab on it. It has more stuff in privacy and security. It changes stuff up. It allows you to do this and actually just add it straight away. It's more privacy focused than Firefox. You don't have to follow the same terms of use. Someone just said the N-word. Where? Not in my chat. That is not good. But it wasn't in my chat, so... Unless I didn't see it. Um... Um... Mm. No, I can't see it. I don't see it. I'm looking at chat. There's no stinky socks. I don't see it. I don't even see it in live chat, which is where all of the messages are visible, including spam. And I don't see a stinky socks. There's no stinky socks. It's just us 5. Well, I don't know, but I can't see it. Well, I can't see it. I can't see the user, so if it did happen, then there's nothing I can do about it. Which isn't good, obviously. Can anyone else see it? Because I can't. We'll. Should we do a poll? Start the poll. There we go. Here's your poll. I personally did not see it, by the way. No, most people didn't see it. Oh. Okay, well, we're ending the poll then. That was a very quick poll. Stinky Socks is here now. I didn't see an N-word. This has become a murder mystery. We now have Stinky Socks in the chat, who supposedly said the N-word. You know what? I didn't see it, so... And most... Oh, now you can see it. I still can't see it. Do I have, It's either my channel censoring it, YouTube censoring it, or LibreWolf censoring it. But I don't think it's LibreWolf. I don't think LibreWolf does that. Not a LibreWolf thing. I don't know why it's censoring it. I can't see it. Can everyone see it now? Are all of these censored ones, slurs? Why shouldn't I ban you? Why shouldn't I trust everyone else? Let's ask. It's censored. So, well, we can let the viewers decide, or you beg. Don't slur in my chat. Don't slur in my chat or you get banned. You will be banned. If I see another censored word, then you're getting banned straight away. We spent like 45 minutes doing Bedrock Linux stuff. And then we spent the rest of the time trying to work out if the N-word was said or not. I have no idea why it wasn't showing up. Might be YouTube censoring it. You put the star yourself. No, that wasn't a swear. I know. That was an asterisk. There's not really much else interesting to do with Bedrock Linux. It's just a generally cool thing to use. We could install Sway through Arch. Pin. What is pin? If multiple strata provide the same command, absent any additional indication of which to use, Bedrock will choose the one by default in a given context. Which it chooses may be configured, which is referred to as pinning. Cross bin section is used to configure executable binaries in /bedrock/cross in this section. So you can pin a binary. Entries are used to specify the specified stratum path pair, should provide the given command, should the pair exist. For example, through Arch indicates that Arch stratum should provide vim. Multiple stratum path pairs may be specified, in which case the first, which provides the path, will provide the command. For example, like this. This will use clear Linux. I knew it was trolling. I knew it was trolling. I mean, I could ban you for trolling. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna ban you for trolling. But I could, if I wanted to. I don't like the scroll bar. I want to remove the scroll bar. Scroll bar is disabled. There we go. Much better. Significantly better. Can we hide this bar by default? Because that would also be nice. Cursor shape. Cursor blinks. Yes. Cursor is a block. Yeah, we're gonna use a solid color. Yeah, that's good enough. Why do you have so many old accounts? Nubs, your local toilet paper, Stinky Socks, Liam Nelson. Why? Why is there so many alts? Cubers YT. Why? Why do you have so many alts? I think we're kind of done, to be honest. Another one? Why do you have 2 cubing accounts? So many accounts. What if I looked at this account? What if I go to this channel? How many channels do you have and why? No videos. No videos at all. We thought it was vlogs. But I guess not. Another Liam Nelson one. Why? That's my only question. Why? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 alts. 2 more. After that one. That's too many alt accounts. 8 alt accounts is too many alt accounts. Why? Why so many? You don't need that many. Uses the alt accounts to talk to himself. True. No, I'm worried. You told me to check it out. There's more than one video. Roblox. Cookie clicker. It was one cookie clicker video 1 year ago. Why? Why only one cookie clicker video? What did cookie clicker do wrong? Lots of Roblox videos though. 4th of July is... What's the 4th of July? Is it Independence Day? No, you've already used that alt. Don't worry. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was scrolling back on chat. Never mind. I am right? 4th of July is Independence Day. I'm not sure. I genuinely have no idea. Please someone tell me. What else could we do? I mean, we have PMM. We've basically done everything. 26 more alts. You don't need that many alts. Well, I think we're kind of done here then. We don't have anything else to do. We've kind of touched on everything Bedrock Linux has to offer. DDS's age will remain, what's that word? Disclosed. Non-disclosed. I'm faceless, ageless, and timeless. Yeah, we don't really have anything else to do with Bedrock Linux today. We can always come back if I find out anything new, or when some new strata get added and we can check those out. But otherwise, I don't think we really have much to do. I'm not even going to give you a range. Remember, timelessness is timelessness. What distro should we look at next? I was thinking maybe Void or Clear or Aaron, because this is a cool distro that you've probably never heard of. It's standalone and very interesting. It says goodbye to system-wide reboots, which sounds really cool. Atomic updates that apply instantly while ensuring your system stays protected through atomic rollbacks if anything goes wrong. It uses MOSS. And it's a distro that can actually have Cosmic. Which I think is interesting and cool. Your birth year was 2011 or 2012? Yeah. Right? 2025. 2011, yeah. Early 2011. No. Yes, no. Yes. No, late. Late 2011. Middle. Sometime during 2011 that was not January, February, March, or April. Maybe April. It could be in a couple of days. Yeah, I've closed the VM, which means I can also close this. So next stream will be back on SongbirdOS, but we'll be working on the installer. 1765, that is cruel. I'll put a poll up actually. So, we can have Void, because I think Void will be cool to try. Chimera. Oh. Or Claire. Or Aaron. I can only put 4 options. Okay, cool. You can vote away on that. 2005. Am I earlier or is it earlier or later? We're gonna be ending soon anyway. We have like what's the poll looking like? So 2 people have voted Aaron and 1 person has voted Void. Three people have voted Aaron and 1 person has voted Void. Is that everyone that's participating today? No, we have a couple more people. I'm personally putting a vote on whatever's the most popular. Okay. Oh. Well, don't worry, it'll be 5 minutes. Well, I'll give you a 5-minute rundown on the stream. I was 1 year off. I was 1 year over. Okay, so we have a... Oh, 2 people have voted Void, and 3 people have voted Aaron. So I think we're doing Aaron Linux next time. Alright, there's only you two left in chat. Oh no, never mind, we're back up to 7 people again. We're literally about to end the stream too, so I'm gonna put us on the ending screen. I won't end it just yet, don't worry, don't freak out. I'll leave my mic on, but we are ending soon. If no one else is voting on the poll, because I think we have no one left to vote. We'll wait a minute. If anyone else votes on the poll, then no, don't try and find me. You won't find me unless you do. I'm gonna end the poll though. I'm gonna end the poll. It's alright. I can end the poll. My pro hacker. You use Kali. I thought you said you use Arch. You said I use Arch, by the way. Or do you use Black Arch? Who said I use Arch, by the way? I'm pretty sure someone said I use Arch, by the way. Somewhere. He's hacky. He's got multiple distros running. Oh. Got that. Have a farm of 1 acre. I'm gonna end the poll. We're doing Aaron OS next time we test out a distro. No one wants to try out Chimera Linux. I don't mean Chimera OS. There is a difference. Chimera OS is the gaming one. This one. Console gaming. Chimera Linux is a very interesting one that uses BSD core utils. This one. It uses core utils from FreeBSD and the LLVM toolchain and the Muscle C library. So, yep. Clear fell off, so did Chimera. Which one? Chimera Linux or Chimera OS? I feel like Chimera Linux was a bit of an underground distro and more people are finding it now, and both. Yeah, Chimera OS was like big. It gained some popularity and kind of fell off. Chimera Linux, I feel like, has never been big. It was a bit underground, and then a few more people have found it. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now. You've had 5 minutes. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming to the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Next stream will be a SongbirdOS development stream. We'll be working on the installer, Stave. Hopefully we'll get something done because I feel like all of the work that I've done on Stave over the past couple months but has been kind of useless and not gone anywhere, but that's beside the point. Again, thank you for coming. I do hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more like this, or if you enjoyed, consider subscribing if you're not already. Leave a like on it. Leave a like on the stream. But yeah. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a good chat. I personally really like Bedrock Linux, and it might be the next distro that I properly use. Anyway, we're going to end this before anything else gets too much more out of hand. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed. Hold on, I just muted myself. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you in the next SongbirdOS development stream. When that's all done, we will, in the next few weeks or months, we'll release the first official SongbirdOS ISO.